There's a lot of energy in this room, a lot of excitement. You came to the right place. Anyone ready for a great 2020? Yeah! Well, we have one of the top 6 Tony Robbins certified trainers in the world. And he's gonna give you some great stuff about some insights on your psychology and your motivation and overcoming. Anybody ready for some good stuff?
Yeah.
So help me welcome, how do I say the last name? Yueh. George Yueh! Give him a hand!
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Ooh, you guys, this is a Tony Robbins workshop. We're going to have to lift the energy a lot higher than that today. Let's try one more time. I said, good morning. How's everybody doing? Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
You know, I'm so excited to be with you as we kick off 2020. And isn't there just something kind of sexy about 2020? Right? You guys know what I'm talking about? It's the year of activation. We got past 2019. We had kind of a rough year in 2019, yeah? It was kind of a tough year. But, 2020 is, it's about crystal clear vision, right? And today we're going to be talking about how we can make this the best year possible. And I love to take a step back and set an intention of reflection. Because that's what really today is about. Today we are going to be reflecting and connecting with who we are, what we want, why we want it, where we feel like we're currently at today, not just in our business, but in the total picture of our life. And what I want to do is offer you guys some tools and strategies that Tony has taught me directly to help close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Now team, if we want results in any area of our life, we have to be willing to put in the work. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so are all of you willing to put in the work with me here today? Yes?
Yes.
All right, good. Because studies show, if you guys just kick back passively in your chairs, like you're sitting in 6th grade algebra again. Information would go in one ear and out the other. That's right. And your retention level would only be about 10%. So my ask is that everyone in this room participate in what I call a level 10. Level what team?
10.
Ooh, level what team?
10.
All right, good. Because those same studies show that if you guys raise your hands, you answer questions, you write down notes on the sheet I gave you, and you play full out at a level 10. Your retention level will shoot all the way up to 90%. So the key word today is going to be participation. Team, what's the key word again?
Participation.
Oh, give it to me again, baby.
Participation.
Okay, having said that, am I standing in front of a committed EXP team here today? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are you guys ready to play full out level 10 with me here today?
Yes.
Who's ready to make 2020 the best year of your life? Raise your hand and say, All right, everybody, sit up in your chair with lots of energy. Shoulders back, head up, with a smile. Take a look over at your neighbor and say, I'm committed. Are you? I'm committed. I'm feeling the commitment. Now, have you guys ever heard that saying, you're only as strong as your weakest link?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, that's certainly true, because we all have a responsibility as a team to be looking out for one another. And that's actually what I want to talk about real quick, because I want to recalibrate that saying. I believe that it's our strongest links that pull us forward. And so the intention that I want to set today is that as we interact with one another, as we participate, as we open up, as we get a little vulnerable about where we want to go, what our goals are, but also what challenges we feel like we're facing, that would be strong links for one another. Can you guys do that for each other?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so what I want you to do real quick again is take a look over at your neighbor, look them in the eye, and say, baby, I've got your back. Baby, I've got your back. Alicia, nice to meet you, Alicia. So this fellow, Tony Robbins, who's heard of him by show of hands? Most people in the room, yes? Anybody not heard of him? Okay, anybody not going to raise their hand no matter what I say today? Just checking. So for some context, Tony is the world's leading authority in things like leadership, negotiation, and peak performance. He's directly impacted the lives of over 500 million people across hundreds of different countries around the world. And he's a leader. He's called upon by other leaders, and he's coached other leaders like Oprah Winfrey. I mean, we all know her, yes?
Yes.
How about Michael Jordan, yes?
Yes.
How about that gal, Serena Williams, yes?
Yes.
He's also coached Mark Benioff, the founder of Salesforce.com, Steve Forbes, Steve Wynn, even Princess Diana, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela. And as a matter of fact, 4 of the last 5 US presidents have been coached and trained directly by Tony himself. Now folks, these people I just mentioned, these League of Legends, Are they already successful? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are they already motivated and busy?
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. So then why would highly successful, motivated, and busy individuals such as these call upon anyone for coaching and training? Keep improving, we can always grow. It's because they are trying to reach what I call the next level. The next what team?
Level.
The next what team?
Level.
Now I believe you all took your most precious asset, which is your
Time.
to be here today because you have something in common with these League of Legends. You all know deep down inside, somewhere within yourself, your business, your finances, your health, maybe your relationships, that there is a next level. And my goal is to help get you guys there today. You in with me?
Yes.
All right, great. Now, Tony's been known for asking a very fundamental question. In business, what determines a person's success and what determines a person's failure? What do you guys think?
Mindset. Definitely.
Mindset. Absolutely. What else?
Work ethic.
Work ethic. Absolutely. What else?
Attitude.
Attitude.
Attitude. Definitely. Missy, what do you think?
I was with the attitude.
The attitude and mindset. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other new answers? Pete, what do you think?
Time.
Time. Definitely. What else?
Determination.
Determination. Yes. What were you saying?
People.
People. Right.
Hunger.
Hunger. Great. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Relationships.
Relationships. Definitely.
Discipline.
Discipline. 100%. So, go ahead.
The people you surround yourself with.
100%. Tonio says proximity is power. You become like the 5 less people that you surround yourself with. Definitely, definitely. Now, all of these answers are correct, and I agree with them. But there are 2 that drive them all, and I want you guys to write this down. The first one is decision making. What was number 1, team?
Decision making.
Now, everyone in this room is a business owner. Is that true?
Yes.
Now, as a business owner, that makes you the CEO of your business, which would make you the decision what?
Maker.
That's right, the decision maker. Every single day, you have decisions to be making that are either going to help you get closer to your goals or further away from them. And today, we're going to step aside from our normal patterns and our normal routines that are going to help us become a little bit more aware. So that way we can make empowering decisions to help us get closer to our goals, but also become aware of some things that we may need to let go of as well too. Now, Tony always says that it's in your moments of your decisions that your destiny is shaped. Now, number 2, it's our patterns. What was number 2, team?
Patterns.
Okay, someone in the room tell me what a pattern is. My dear, what's your name? Valerie, what's a pattern?
Like a habit, kind of something you do over and over.
Something that you do over and over again. Exactly, it's like a habit. Hey, by a show of hands, how many of you guys have good habits? Okay, some people in the room. Hey, who brushed their teeth this morning? That's a good habit, right? Okay, not everybody. Disgusting. Who drank coffee? How about bad habits? We all have bad habits, right? 2 hands and a foot, true? Okay, can I give you guys an example? Everyone just put your notes aside. Everyone stand up on your feet here just for a minute. Okay, and I know it's the morning here, the coffee's probably still taking it a little bit here, so let's kind of shake our bodies out a bit. Let's stretch out, everyone. Stretch up here to the ceiling, and stretch over here to the left. Now bring it back over here to the right. Now bring it back to the center, put your hands on your hips, lean back and say, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Okay, we're going to play a fun little game here. Everyone just hold your hands 6 inches apart from another, okay? You know, normally, Missy, it's the men that have the biggest 6 inches in the room. This is the biggest 6 inches I've ever seen. Missy's ready to win, babe. She's thinking big. Okay, we're going to play a little game. I'm going to count to 3 and say go. When I say go, you're just going to clap your hands. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. Ah! So how can we continue to clap even though I didn't say go?
There's a pattern.
Patterns and habits. Now, do you see how quickly our minds can create and learn new patterns?
Yeah.
In just 4 claps, we already developed and learned a new pattern. You know, some of you clap when you saw me clap, when you heard me clap, but most of you guys are just a bunch of happy EXP clappers. And I love it. Now, let's do this again. This time when I say go, you're just going to interlock your fingers together. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, now latest scientific research shows that if you have your left thumb on top of your right thumb, everyone take a look down. Raise them high if you have your left thumb on top of your right thumb. Okay, so research shows that you guys are the creative thinkers in the room. You're very sexy and amazing lovers in bed. Keep it up with your sex hand. No stretching back in the back row. All right, now right thumbers. I didn't forget about you. Right thumbers, where are you? I got something special for you. So right thumbers. Research shows that you guys are the logical thinkers in the room, and if there's anybody that's going to become millionaires, it's you guys. She's like, who needs sex when you got money? Okay, now keep your hands together. Now, all I just want you to do is switch to interlock your fingers now. So the opposite fingers are on top of the other. Switch your clasp of your hands. Ooh, feels weird. Feels awkward. Comfortable or uncomfortable?
Uncomfortable.
Interesting. How come?
Habits.
Feels wrong.
Feels wrong.
It is wrong.
It is wrong. It's not what
Way
you're used
off.
to. The reason why it's uncomfortable is because I broke your pattern. You see, what happens, friends, is that these patterns, they get so ingrained into our subconscious that we start to run on autopilot in our lives. But what happens if some of these patterns aren't serving you anymore? What happens if some of these patterns aren't taking you in a direction that you want to go? And what happens if these patterns aren't helping you produce new results in your business, in your relationships, in your finances, or in your health? Now, you see, when your knowledge comes up against your habits are going to win 100% of the time, every single time. Now, so the awareness that I want to offer everybody in this room is that when we're trying to take our life to the next level, there's some time. Well, let me ask you this. Before we try and if we want to take our life to the next level, do you think there's some habits and patterns we need to change?
Yes.
Do you think there's some habits and patterns that affect the way we show up in our business? Yes or no?
Yes.
How about some emotional patterns that affect the way we show up in our relationships? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you guys want to change these patterns?
Yes.
Okay, now before we hang on now. I want to remember that when we try and change our patterns, it feels a little bit
Uncomfortable.
Okay. So when we're trying to take our life to that next level, there's going to be moments that we have to change some things. And in those moments, there's a decision that you must make when it gets uncomfortable. You can step back into your comfort zone. Your comfort what, team?
Zone.
Comfort what?
Zone.
But your comfort zone is your enemy of your growth. And it's not so comfortable after all. It's just what you know. So it makes you feel secure. But if we want to take our life to the next level, that means we've got to step up to the plate. Step up to the what?
Plate.
Step up to the what?
Plate.
Play at level 10. You guys ready to play level 10?
Yes.
All right, high five your neighbor and have a seat. You sexy millionaire. So, Tony Robbins is about to turn 60 here. It's a leap year this year. There's going to be a February 29th, and that's actually Tony Robbins' birthday. He's turning 60 this year. Crazy, right? You know, and he does these live seminars. He burns 20,000 calories a day on stage. The guy is killing it. Now, he's been doing this coaching business for over 42 years. Started off as a janitor at age 16 years old and was coaching Ronald Reagan by age 28 during the Cold War. Pretty remarkable, right? Now, what he has found from coaching all these amazing individuals through the last 42 years is that there are 3 fundamental pillars to achieving extraordinary results in your business, but also in your personal life. And I want you guys to write this down. S-A-M. Sam. Now, the first pillar is what we call strategy. Team, what's the first pillar again?
Strategy.
Okay, so strategy is your business plan, your plan of action. By show of hands, how many of you have an action plan built into your daily schedule? Okay, good. Good handful of us. And how well do we implement that action plan? Are we getting closer to our goals? Are we getting further away from them? How many times do we say, I'll do it tomorrow, right? Okay, and for a lot of us, the real question is, do we even have a plan in place? Benjamin Franklin said, when we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Now, what's a strategy? A strategy is a blueprint that we use to create something. It's a roadmap that we use to reach a certain destination. But we cannot hit a target that we can't see. So before we even have a strategy, we must have crystal clear goals, a vision for what we must create this year. What are our objectives? What are the results that we want in our business and on all the areas of our life? But equally, and in my opinion, if not more important of a question, why? What is the purpose behind this goal? We must ask ourselves this question because a lot of times, over 79% of people let their New Year's resolutions go. And I believe that's because they lack a compelling reason. Your why is a compelling reason, and that is a tool. That is a tool that I call leverage. Folks, when I make this motion, you say leverage. What is this again?
Leverage.
One more time.
Leverage.
Leverage is the tool that you are going to use over yourself when life gets a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to use that leverage to step up to the plate, play to level 10, and do number 2, which is take massive action. You nailed it, everybody. Now, let's just cover the obvious. What are the daily action items that we must be taking on a day-to-day basis if we want to take our business in real estate to the next level? Just shout them out. What are they, team? Conversations. We have to communicate. What else?
Prospecting.
Prospecting.
Make calls.
Absolutely, Brent. Absolutely. And team, where's the best form of prospects?
People you know.
Class clients, referrals, right? Absolutely. Now, what else?
Rich people in a hurry to buy.
Humans who want to buy
Mm-hmm.
or sell a house.
Me and Granite Bay.
That's right.
On the way.
That's right. So what I'm talking about here, team, is key performance indicators. Actions that we can measure and quantify every single day. It's not the goal, it's just the metric. And so the way this looks is that we take our vision or our goal that we can quantify and measure, and we reverse engineer that goal into a strategy. And then we reverse engineer that strategy into measurable action items that we must be taking. And it's really simple, stupid, but I'm gonna get to why it's not so stupid after all. But first off, it's like, okay, in real estate, what are the things I need to be doing? Well, we know that we need to have conversations. We know that we need to be doing prospecting. So every single day, how much prospecting a day am I doing? Of the prospecting that I'm doing, how many phone calls am I making? Of the calls I'm making, how many appointments, listings, open houses am I doing? And then how many deals am I closing? Oh, and of the deals that I'm closing, how many referrals am I receiving? The referrals I'm receiving, how many of those are converting back into deals? Now here's another really important one. What are you doing for customer service and follow through? How do you make your customers feel when they work with you? Do they feel barked at? Do they feel the desperation? Do they feel seen? Do they feel heard? Do they feel understood? When you can start to shift the way that you show up with an intention of service that comes from a place of what are your needs? What's important to you? What are you scared of? What's on your mind? What are your challenges? Is that going to change the tone of the conversation? And you make that shift, and then all of a sudden, you're going to be doing, because can we take a lot of action and still get no results?
Yes.
It's how we show up. It's how we show up with certainty that makes all the difference. Now, the third and the most important piece of all is our mindset. What's the most important pillar, team?
Mindset.
Tony Robbins has found, through traveling the world, coaching the best of the best, is that 80%, please write that number down, 80% of the success in your business will come from your mindset. Mindset is the ability to take action daily with an unstoppable mental attitude. It's having that confidence and that certainty in yourself, your job, and the marketplace. Knowing there's opportunity everywhere around you. Every single day you show up to work so prepared, so determined, fired up in a peak state with a laser-like focus on your outcome, you'll do whatever it takes. You'll prospect daily, you'll make those extra phone calls, ask for referrals every time you serve your customers, and execute with incredible follow-through. Why? Because it's who you are. It's your identity. You've conditioned this inside of your body, your mind, your spirit, and your nervous system. The awareness I want to offer you is that this mindset thing, even though we can't see it, even though it's invisible, it is a muscle. And team, if we don't exercise our muscles every single day, do they get stronger or do they get weaker?
Weaker.
If we have a weak mindset, are we going to be able to push through those moments that feel a little bit uncomfortable? Probably not, right? We must commit to strengthening, pushing, and flex this mindset every single day. Oh, and by the way, it just takes a 2mm shift. Tony Robbins has always said it's a 2mm shift in perspective in our psychology and in our mindset that makes all the difference between success and failure. And so today we're going to be taking a close look at our internal world to make some 2mm shifts so that way we can start to really launch in 2020. Now, I said 80% is mindset. So what's the other 20%? Well, that's the mechanics. That's the technical skills. You need to know the industry. You need to know what you're talking about. You need to know what's going on in the marketplace, right? But, and I know there's still a lot of people that are new in this room, but how many of you feel like you know what you need to do, but you still are not at the level that you desire, by show of hands? Okay. Now, is that because we're not doing what we know? What's worse, team? Not knowing what to do, or knowing what to do and not doing it?
Knowing what to do and not doing it.
Knowing what to do and not doing it. We need to cultivate that mental toughness because it's the ability to unlock, unleash, and transform your mindset, to have the drive, the will, the conviction, and the determination to take action daily. See a plan through with an unstoppable what, team?
Mindset.
That, my friends, is the unfair competitive advantage in any economy. And it's one of the many reasons why people fly all around the world to coach and train with Tony Robbins. It's because they know that when they get a coach, when they get a guide, they get a strong link to pull them forward. You've got a person that has years and years of experience, consolidated and packed in to help pass that on to you. That's why we all need help. We all need mentors. Find a mentor, find a coach. Look for someone that can help be that strong link for you, because that's also going to help strengthen your psychology. Now, here's the other thing. Knowledge, it's not power. It's only potential power. Taking action is power. Yet here are the facts. 50% of real estate agents give up after the first no. Yet statistically, we all know it takes 7 to 10 attempts before you're going to get a yes. So what happens, team? Tell me, help unpack this. Why give up? What happens to us?
People don't like rejection, they take it personally.
People do not like rejection. What's your name?
Krista?
Krista. Nice to meet you, Krista. I'm George.
Nice to meet you.
Krista, how does rejection make us feel? Does it increase our confidence or decrease our confidence?
Decrease.
It decreases our confidence. Interesting. But that's just a pattern. That's just a natural, unconscious, subconscious reaction. Because did anybody who ever achieved any level of success in life, did they fail?
Yes.
Yes.
Did they make mistakes?
Yes.
Were they rejected?
Yes.
Did they hear no?
Yes.
Did they totally fuck things up in life? Absolutely! We're all human, right? So we know that success, on the road to success, is failure, mistakes, and all the other issues that come up, right? But it's about having a strong mindset. The difference between success and failure in any economy has everything to do with our what team?
Mindset.
That's right. Now, strategy, action, mindset. Let's process this together as a team, because when we play as a team, we win as a team. True?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want everyone to do right now is I want you guys to rank yourself today in your business on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is lousy, pissed off, frustrated, not getting any results at all, and 10 is like peak performance, you're at the top of your game, there's no more growth, you probably don't even need to be in this meeting right now. Okay, that's level 10. Now, just a quick story, a story that I want to share with you is my partner Eli has been working with Tony for, like over 15 years now. And back in 2012, he was at one of our live events, sitting in the front row, and sitting next to him is the one, the only, Oprah Winfrey. Sitting right next to him. And Tony's on stage saying, rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, yada, 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 right? And my partner Eli doesn't want to outdo Oprah Winfrey. And so he's like, kind of like leaning in close to Oprah, and he's like, hey, Oprah, what did you rank yourself? And she, and now mind you, on television network series show, multi-billionaire, has affected the lives of millions of people around the world. I mean, where would you guys rank Oprah?
10.
Like a 10, right? I'd give her 50.
7.
Yeah. Where do you think Oprah ranked herself?
2. 7.
6, 5.
5.
Yeah, she gave herself a 3.
Wow.
And she leans, and my partner Eli's talking to her, and he's like, why did you give yourself a 3? She goes, you know, Eli, when he said to rank myself, I wasn't ranking myself to what I've accomplished in my life. I'm ranking myself to my potential. And I only feel like I'm scratching at the surface of my human potential. What humility, right?
Wow.
Now let's kick Oprah out of the room, because I don't want you guys comparing yourself to Oprah. All seriousness.
My ranking just dropped.
All seriousness, Mary, and everyone in this room. The only, and I know salespeople, we like to compare, we like to measure, but the only person that you should ever compare yourself to is whom?
Yourself.
Yourself. And the only person that can determine your potential is whom?
Yourself.
So as you look within yourself and your potential, where would you guys rank yourself? What I want you to do is write your number down on your sheet right now. Okay? Now, how many of you feel like you're a 1 or 2 by show of hands? Beautiful. Thank you for your honesty. How about a 3 or 4? Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. How about 5 or 6? Awesome. Okay, 7 or 8? 9 or 10? Any 11s? Just checking, Brent.
I know.
When you said you're the closest to the 5 people that are closest to you,
Yeah.
you become like them.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a sushi roll. Or something.
I love it, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna just bring us all together here as one team. And when we play as a team, we win as a team, true?
Yes.
Okay, so I think I say our team average number is about 4, is that right?
Yeah.
Based on our answers? Okay, cool. So, I've got good news, team. If we're operating a level 4 or below in our business today, that means that we have 60% of our potential, our results, and our income that's being left on the table every single day. And if there are ever a time that we cannot afford to leave 60% on the table, it would be when?
Now.
Right now. So how many of you want to go get that 60% off the table and put it back in your pocket where it belongs? By a show of hands, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, who here wants 60% more health, better physical body, more energy this year? Raise your hand, say aye. How about 60% more love, more passion, more zest, more romance in your relationships this year? Say aye. How many of you here want a 60% raise this year? Raise your hand, say aye. Damn, you guys want a lot of things.
We're all breaking both hands.
I rolled both.
Well, I'm going to show you how to do that in just 3 days at the end of this workshop. But the truth is, do we always get what we want in life?
Yes.
We get what we commit to.
Yeah.
It's about making committed decisions. And we make those committed decisions, that's when we get what we want, right? So it's about making committed decisions, to take action, to doing the things that you need to do that are in alignment with your goals. Make sense? Okay. Now I have a serious question. If we're not operating at a level 10 in our business today, what's holding us back? In fact, on the bottom left section of your sheet, there's an area that says what's holding you back. What I want you to do is just unpack some things that you feel have been holding you back. Just let it be honest. Write 3 to 5 things down. We'll just take 60 seconds right now. Go ahead. Whatever comes up, let it flow. Okay, that's about 60 seconds. As you guys are wrapping up, let's start to flesh out these answers and get some stuff on the board. If participation's gonna be at a level? 10. Okay, beautiful. Barry, let's start with you, my man. What'd you write down on your sheet?
All of it?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Flesh it out.
Time, focus, too many things on the plate, money, people, teamwork ethic.
Okay, so we had time, work ethic, focus, money. I heard people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I heard a lot on your plate.
Work ethic was on the people.
And you said a lot on your plate as well too, right? I heard work
Yeah.
ethic, yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, what else? John, what'd you write down on your sheet?
Habits, focus, determination, action, and follow through.
Okay. Follow through, sure. What else? Brent, did you say?
Yeah, I was gonna say lack of discipline,
Okay.
not having daily measurable metrics to hit,
Okay.
being defeated. my mindset.
Beautiful. Okay, what else?
Fear.
Fear. Who said that?
Ooh.
Awesome. Fear. Yes, absolutely. Who wrote
The guy
fear
with
down on
the
the sheet? My
tattoos.
show of hands. Yeah? Okay, now team, what kind of fear can we have?
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure, absolutely. Yes.
Even fear of success.
Definitely. Yeah, we can be afraid of the responsibility that comes from a lot of success. And are we good enough to handle it, right? What else?
Delegation. Delegation.
Delegation,
Lack of delegation.
sure. What prevents us from delegating?
Just wanting to control.
Yes. Here we go. What else?
Opinions of others.
Sure. Fear of what other people think, right? That's a
Yeah.
form of fear. Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Was it Ariel, right?
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal.
Being worried I won't know the answers to questions that I will be asked.
Sure. So fear of not knowing, fear of
yeah.
not having the knowledge.
Not being knowledgeable enough.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. Okay. Brent's like, oh my god. Gonna do a separate training. What else?
Belief and mindset.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. What else?
I put mom guilt.
Yes.
Mm.
That's
I was
what
gonna
we're
put
at.
that, Jennifer.
I know, leave it to me and my 50 million babies, you know.
Being burnt out.
Burnout. Yes. I love that you said that. I really tie that to energy. I'll talk about that. How many of us will do it tomorrow? What's that called? Who here's ever procrastinated before by show of hands? Okay, yeah, and I'm sure the ones that didn't raise their hand will probably do it later, right? Okay, so everyone, I want you to write this down real quick. What do I want to do? I want to use a different color. Everyone write down face on the sheet right now. I want to introduce an underlying concept that is driving a lot of these things. And it's the face of your ego. And I'm not talking about your sense of pride or your accomplishment. I'm talking about your fear, your attachment, your control, and your entitlement. For the purpose of this conversation, there's two versions of you. There's your high self. Oh, and by the way, that's that inner fire, that voice inside of you that knows that you have unlimited potential, that knows that there's a next level for you, and knows that you're capable of doing anything that you truly set your mind and body to. And there's your ego that gets in the way. These are where your patterns are stored. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of what other people think, judging yourself, keep blaming yourself, feeling guilty, feeling like I'm not good enough. All those things come from your ego. And we have to be asking ourselves in life when we make decisions, are we making those decisions from our high self, from a place of faith, from a place of conviction, or are we making them from a place of fear? What am I attached to that I don't want to let go of? That, oh, by the way, comfort zone, we can cling on to that because it's familiar. It's what we know. It meets our very first need of security and safety. Control. We want to have control over everything. We want to be perfect. Everything has to be right. And so we fear delegating. And we find that we're only one person, though, and we end up burning ourselves out because we can't handle it all. And we have to delegate if we truly want to reach higher levels of success to take us to the next level. We're only one person, right? So, and then sometimes we just feel a little entitled. All these different elements can drive these things. And so I want to bring awareness to that because when there are important decisions that you have to make, and when things feel a little bit uncomfortable, they feel uncomfortable because that's when the face of your ego is showing up. Catch it, identify it, and ask yourself, is this truly where I want to be making a decision from? Now, we've talked about some other things, and I want to make some 2mm shifts here. Time. Who here agrees with time, wrote down time on your sheet, feels like they don't have enough time sometimes? These kids are taking up all my time, right? So, we've all heard about time management, obviously. We know that we need to manage our time. But a perspective that I want to share is a lot of times the narrative is, I just don't have enough time. There's not enough time in the day. But the most successful people, the Tony Robbinses, the presidents, the CEOs, the major leaders, people who've achieved all great levels of success, they all have 24 hours in a day. So it's not time that's unfair. It's the choices that we make with the time that we are given. But the 2mm shift that I want to make today, it's actually not about necessarily time always. It's about our energy. So we can have the time, but if we don't have the energy, if we're coming in from a low energy state, can we ever show up and best version of ourselves? We can't. Now what depletes our energy? Well, we live in this society that is very fast-paced, isn't it? High consumerism, very sometimes materialistic, and it's go, go, go. I need more. I'm focusing on what I don't have, and there's not enough time, and therefore I have to go push, 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 push. Team, that is not what peak performance is about. Okay, good news. Now look at this. Here's the wheel of life. This is basically, in concept form, all the different areas of your life. Your health, your work, your income, your relationships, what you do for your free time, your fun, your pleasure, your contribution, your spirituality, all the different areas of your life. Now, your machine is a body, and it has an energy tank. And at the end of the day, that tank is pretty depleted, isn't it? Now, if we spend all that energy across all 8 areas of life, which habitually we tend to do, all at the same time, are we ever able to give the best version of ourselves in any area of our life? Yes or no?
No.
How many times you're at work, trying to focus on work, but you're thinking about home?
Yeah.
And then when you're at home, what are you thinking about?
Work.
Interesting. We're depleting our energy. And so what we must do is now focus on energy management. And the way that we do that is we gotta get really aware and really honest with ourselves. Listen, life has a way of knocking you down on your freaking knees sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of us have been there. And sometimes that means you need to focus on your health. Sometimes that means you do need to focus on children. Sometimes it means you focus on self-care. But get really honest and aware with where you are at in this stage in your life and truly what is most important to you. I'm not talking about success, I'm talking about happiness. Happiness. We're evolving our consciousness in this world right now. And we're talking about now what makes us happy. So it's about getting really clear about where my focus needs to be this year. The 3 areas in this life, and that's where you go all in on. And I want everyone to write this word down. Boundaries. Boundaries. Healthy boundaries help you preserve energy, which is your most precious asset. Your energy. Get clear on what 3 things that you need to focus on this year and create boundaries. So when those distractions come up, and by the way, sometimes that means spending less time with your kids. Sometimes that means spending less time away from things that you love doing, like going on vacations and going on trips. If you're just starting out in the game and you're committed to making success happen in your business this year, that means it's not about sacrificing, saying no, it's just not right now. Do you see the 2mm shift?
Yeah.
It's a lot more graceful. It's a lot more intentional. And it's a lot easier to swallow and follow through with from that place. So get clear on your goals and be asking yourself when decisions come up about what I need to do to take action toward achieving those goals. Maybe it's going to feel uncomfortable, but am I going to make this decision from my ego or from my high self? That's right. Make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right, now if Tony, by the way, does every area of life impact the other?
Yes.
Does health impact work?
Yes.
Work impact income? Income impact relationships?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. And relationships impact our emotional state, yes? So we know that the wheel goes round and round and round. So we do need to take care of all the areas of our life. Now, if Tony were in this room, I say, Tony, I got this great group. You know, they're committed. They want to win. They're on Brent Gove's team. This is an awesome group. But they got this stuff going on. He chalks it up to a very scientific term. He calls it your BS. Now, as a team, what does that stand for? One more time. What does it stand for? Close. Belief system. Okay, team, so how is it possible someone goes into their place of work and achieves extraordinary results, but the person on the desk next to them just can't seem to figure it out? You know, how is it possible that some people eat healthy, exercise daily, have an abundance of energy, and other people just tell themselves, I don't have the time. Why is it some of us are able to find love and passion and romance in our relationships, and then other of us struggle to find the way or find the one? Why is it some people focus on reasons why they can do things in life, and other people focus on the reasons why they can't? What's the difference that makes the difference? Mindset? Yep. That's right. Everyone write this down. It's your belief system. All human behavior is belief driven. For every action, there's a belief that's behind it. When you experience something in life that's going to trigger a feeling, that feeling is going to impact your thoughts. Those thoughts will impact your decisions. Those decisions will impact your actions or lack of actions, and those will all determine your results. So, definition of belief, go ahead and write this down. It's a feeling of absolute certainty that you and I have about something. Again, a feeling of absolute certainty that you and I have about something. And there's two types of beliefs. How many types, team? Two. Okay, number one, write this down. Limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs will stop us from taking massive action. They will prevent us from getting everything that we want, everything that we want to be, and everything that we want to do in our life. My friends, they, right here, are dream killers. They sound like I don't have the time. I don't have the money. The leads are no good. The market's changing. Compass is taking over. Dream killers. Now the second, everyone write this down, it's empowering beliefs. Empowering beliefs allow us, enable us, and inspire us to take new action toward everything that we want to do, be, and achieve in our life. The words that you use become your reality. Your brain, your body, your heart, your soul does not know the difference between what is real and what you tell it is real. And words carry a massive amount of energy to them. And if we're using negative words and limiting beliefs to fill our story, is our energy likely to go up or go down?
Down.
And if we're in a low energy state, are we going to be able to push through those things that feel uncomfortable? No, we need to be in a peak state. So we have to ask ourselves, is what I'm telling myself right now, in this moment, is it limiting me or is it empowering me? And if it's limiting me, the question that you must ask yourself is, what is the new empowering belief that I must create? Whether it be about circumstances, my company, my economy, my client, but most importantly, what is the new empowering belief that I must create about myself? Remember this, you will never out-earn, outsell, or outperform your current belief system. You'll never make $100,000 a year with a $50,000 mindset. And it's impossible to make $300,000 a year if you let yourself get content and comfortable and cozy at $100,000. Now, let's look at the economy. Good economy, bad economy, recession, no recession. Are there people that make a lot of money out there? Yes or no?
Yes.
Are there people that don't make a lot of money out there? Yes or no?
Yes.
So there's no such thing as a good or bad economy. It's just about what, team?
Mindset.
That's right. If there's anyone out there that is producing the level of results in any area of life that you desire, you too can have it. But if you believe that you can't do something, you can't and you won't. But if you believe you can, then it's only a matter of time, and you will. But whether you believe it or not, you are correct. So to drive this all home, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through a cycle that will show you how the beliefs and patterns that you have in your life will determine the amount of money that you're going to make this year, next year, and every year moving forward. But more importantly, this concept holds true in every area of life. Team, do you want to learn what this is?
Yes.
Well, if you want to learn what this is, give me a yes.
Yes.
All right. 4 boxes on the front top right of your sheet. On the bottom left box, there's an R there. Go ahead and fill in the word result. Result, again, fancy word for goal. Now, because this is a business meeting, let's talk brass tacks. What I want you to do right now is make a commitment to yourself of how much money you are going to make this year. What is that goal that you must hit? Oh, and by the way, this goal should stretch you, it should push you, it should make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But don't write like $1 bajillion if that's not going to be a thing for you this year, okay? Write that number down in the result box, yep? This is going to be your little vision board. Now, after you wrote that number down, I want you to write down, because is money the most important thing in life?
No.
No, it's not. Money is actually just another KPI, in my opinion. It's another metric. Because we can always have more. There's never enough. But money is what allows us to supply ourselves with the opportunity and the abundance, the time, the freedom, the space to do the things that we truly love to do, that make us happy. Yes, money is a measure of success, but we're talking about happiness as well. So what are those personal goals that are deep down inside that you really want to focus on this year? Maybe it's this quarter, maybe it's gonna be next quarter, maybe it's over the summertime. And for some inspiration, you can look at the wheel of life. Do you want to focus on your health this year? Do you want to start eating healthier? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to exercise more? Do you want to stop drinking alcohol? Do you want to start reading more books? Is there something that you want to do in your relationships? Is there something that you want to do, re-spark with your spouse? Something that you want to do with your children? Are there experiences that you want to have through travel? New hobbies that you want to start? Is there a book that you've wanted to write? What's in there? Go ahead and write those down right now. At least one. But for my big achievers, 2 or 3 is good too.
Is this in the results box?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know it's a small box, so you can write outside of the box. You got it.
I don't have to stay.
We don't have to stay in the box. Writing your personal goals down.
Personal goals?
Yeah.
Oh, I already
Yeah.
did that one. All right.
Nice.
What does that P stand for? Under the result box?
Personal goals.
Personal goals.
Yeah. And it was Tracy, right?
Yes.
Okay, Tracy, what's your financial goal this year?
750.
750, beautiful, okay. And what personal goals do you have for yourself this year?
Personal goals?
Mm-hmm.
Following my prospecting plan.
Okay, that's,
My action plan.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'd put that in the professional bucket.
Okay.
I love that though. Anything else that you want to share?
For personal?
Yep.
Associated with money? My
No, personal would be something not financial.
Like floss every night.
Personal, helpful.
yes, yes. Developing the relationships with my family more.
I love that. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. That's a good one. We found it. Okay, Barry, what about you? What was your financial goal? We'll start with that.
I want to make at least 100,000.
Awesome. 100,000. Okay, and then what about your personal goals?
On the personal goals, having a shared mindset with those I love
Love that. Love that. Beautiful.
and empowering others.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. What else? What was your name again?
I'm Melissa.
Melissa, that's right. Melissa, what'd you get down on your sheet?
I wrote, well, I want to write a book. Yay!
Yay! Me too.
So.
We'll put bestseller on here. Different kind of BS. Different BS.
That's personal. And then buy a home and get it set, which I'm already sort of in the rounds for that, but it's gonna take some work.
Okay, love that.
And then exercise most days, so like at least 4 days a week, but ideally.
Nice. Okay, great. 4 days a week. Okay, cool. Perfect. Beautiful. What else? Valerie, what'd you get down on your sheet there?
250.
Beautiful. And what other personal goals do you have?
Maybe have a bit.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, good. Awesome. Well, this is going to be your family here, okay? What else? Who else? Kim, what about you, dear?
200,000.
Nice.
And I said I want to read more and I want to meet more people.
Love that. Okay, cool. A lot of connectors in here. I love that. Beautiful. What else? Rob, what about you?
Put 200,000,
Nice.
105K,
Nice.
read more, and be able to give more.
Nice. I love that. I love the service element that I can hear about empowering people, connecting with other people, helping other people. And, you know, I've been really reflecting a lot about the why piece that we talked about. Why are these goals important? Why is the money important? Well, it's if a lot of people, they stop at money. But if there's something that's driving that, that creates that compelling reason. Oh, by the way, we're creating
Leverage.
leverage. This is that leverage that we're creating. Because where focus goes, energy flows. It's very easy for us to habitually focus here. But when we focus here, our energy is going to start to change. And when we focus on it every single day, it starts to lift and become more consistent. This is the mental muscle that we're trying to exercise and push and flex every single day. Now, as a team number here, because this is a peak performance workshop, I'm going to put 200K as our team number, okay? Now, by the way, team, are there other people in this market, in this industry, making $200,000 a year in real estate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So if there are other people out there making it happen, then you
Yeah,
all certainly can
that's
too.
right.
True?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, so then is this a realistic goal? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, beautiful. Now, if we want to hit this goal, would you agree with me that there are specific and keyword is measurable actions that we must take on a day-to-day basis if we want to hit these goals? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now in order for us to take the actions necessary to hit these goals, how much of your potential do you need to tap into every single day? A little or a lot?
A lot.
And what's the potential of a human being? A lot. That's right. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. Doing what I do with Tony Robbins, I'm a national trainer, which means I move to a new city every 4 months. I do this 2 to 3 times a day. I meet amazing people across all the country from all different walks of life with great hearts, amazing aspirations, huge goals. Their goals and their accomplishments and dreams are up here, but their actions are down here. Their thoughts are scattered and emotionally they're a mess inside. And the reason is because they come up with a narrative and a story around why they are where they are and why they'll never be where they want to be. And they get attached to that story and they cling on to it. But beneath that BS is a fire. That fire is the source of what I call your inner hero. And it's about what we do to fuel that fire, fuel that unlimited potential every single day. Because we can either fuel that fire or put that fire out with our belief system. Now, team, what type of belief system do we need to have to fuel our unlimited potential? To take the actions necessary to hit the results that we want, positive or negative?
Positive.
Limiting or empowering?
Empowering.
But we see those real estate agents out there that don't have that, don't we? The negative Nancy's, the negative Jane, right? We see those people out there, and they always tell themselves it's the leads, it's the economy, it's the marketplace, it's the technology, and then they never even get any results. And they constantly are recycling the story over and over and over again. And when they do that, are they tapping into more or less of their potential?
Less.
And when they tap into less potential, do they take more or less action?
Less.
And when they take less action, do they get more or less results?
Less.
But then what do they tell themselves out loud after that?
See,
I
my belief
tried,
system's true.
it doesn't work.
BS.
Right? Right? I told you so, it wasn't me. I told you so, it was the market. I told you so, it was the economy. I told you so, I take care of my kids. I told you so, I do this. They come up with this whole basket, this whole story of excuses. And they victimize themselves. And oh, by the way, does their level of certainty go up or go down?
Up.
It goes up.
Yes.
Because they become certain of the wrong thing. They become certain of the wrong thing. They start to believe their doubts and doubt our beliefs. They develop a negative pattern in their mind, and they tap into less potential, they take less action, they get worse results, it refuels their limiting belief system, and then the cycle happens over and over and over and over and over, year after year after year, until they hit crisis mode. They get stuck. Midlife crisis, quarter life crisis, things happen, things fall apart.
Annual crisis.
Annual crisis, right? We've seen it. Maybe if we're being 100% honest with ourselves, we've been there too. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have all of these patterns and these limiting beliefs, but if we're being really honest with ourselves, isn't it fair to say that maybe we have one or two?
Yes. Yes.
And in fact, look at the things that you wrote down on the sheet of what's holding you back. What I want you to do right now is I want you to circle that one thing that has really been the source of what has been holding you back. Circle that one thing right now. Oh, and by the way, how long has that one thing been there? A long time, kid. A long time. Stanford University did this study that proved we learn 50% of our patterns by the age of 5.
Wow.
And 95% of our patterns by the age of 18. So we don't get to choose these patterns, but we do get to choose to do what with them?
Get rid of them. Take action.
Get rid of them, break them, change them. Do you guys want to change them?
Yes.
You guys want to have a breakthrough?
Yes.
But in order for us to have a breakthrough, we got to feel a little bit
Uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. So has this pattern impacted your life more in a good way or more in a bad way?
Bad way.
How bad? What does it cost you year after year? Time, money, energy, happiness.
Joy, heartache.
How has that impacted the quality of our relationships, our family life, which really is what's most important to us? Does a good coach tell you what you want to hear or what you need to hear?
We need to hear.
Okay, so can we all continue to be together on this? Be good coaches for one another while we continue to look at this stuff together as a team? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Brent, you coach the team.
Yep.
Coach Brent.
Yep.
What are the consequences if we don't change these patterns? What ends up happening to us?
Well, we continue to feel that we're failing, and then that causes us to beat ourselves up even more, and then you live an unfulfilled life, and you feel like you're letting your family down, your husband, your wife down, and the whole world down, and it's a terrible, vicious cycle.
Let's look at another way at this. Let's say I just took this pen, okay, and I threw it outside. We didn't do anything to it.
Oh.
Is there a body back there? Oh my God!
There was.
I love you, Rob! I didn't know we'd be from the hallway out there. My God! We could have packed you in here, Rob. All right, so let's say that pen's out there, and we just leave it there. Now, assuming some like homeless person or Rob doesn't steal that pen, if we come back to that pen in 5 years, is that going to be the same pen, better pen, or worse pen?
Worse.
Worse, right? It's going to deteriorate because nothing in life ever stays the same. It's just like nature. A plant is either growing or it's dying. In our business, we're either moving forward or we're getting left behind. So my question is, what if it wasn't that pen out there? What if I took you with that one thing that you circled on your sheet and threw you outside for 5 years?
Figure it out.
When's it time to change?
Now.
Do you guys want to let these patterns run your life?
No.
Do you want to let these patterns run your business?
No.
Run your results?
No.
Isn't it true the past doesn't have to equal the future
Yes.
unless we choose to live there?
That's right.
Can we change the market or economy?
No.
No. We might be able to influence it, but we can't change it. The only person that we can change is who? Ourselves. So let's say we got the same market, same economy, same external world, same relation, same family. Everything in the external world is the same, but you can change your internal world by going to see Tony Robbins and Unleash the Power Within, and you destroy these patterns and these limiting beliefs. Matter of fact, take a look at that thing you circled. Put a big fat X through that thing, through that BS. Cross out that BS. Imagine what your life would be like without procrastination. If you learned how to work through your fear. Imagine what it would look like if you had your energy. How much more productive do you think you'd be? Do you think you'd be 30% more productive? 50% more productive? Why don't you go ahead and write down your percentage increase of productivity on your sheet right now? And what do you feel that will translate into additional income per year for you? Just visualize that. Write that number down. Oh, and by the way, that's just the money. What else would be different in your life? What would your health look like? What would you have accomplished? What would you be feeling? What would you be thinking? What would you be telling about yourself? What was your name again, Jim?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. I don't think I got that. Jennifer, how much more productive do you think you'd be? What was the one thing that you crossed out?
I crossed out failure to be consistent.
Okay, you've crossed out. So imagine if you were consistent. How much more productive would you be?
Oh, whole time.
What was your percentage? What do you think?
Like 50.
50% more productive. Wow, that's a huge rate of return on your energy. If you're 50% more productive, how much more money do you think you'd make this year?
At least 2 to 3 times.
Yeah. And what else would be different in your life if you made that 2 to 3 times more money?
I can get another baby.
You could. And that would give you more time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What would you do with that time?
It's more time. I'm a family girl, so the more time I have, I try to balance between family and work. And we have discovered that we really enjoy traveling, so I'd probably use it to travel more.
I love that.
Probably without the kids and just my husband.
Leave them with that second nanny, right? Beautiful, I love that, Jennifer. What was your name again? Kendra. What would be different in your life? What was your
Fear.
production? Fear. And how much more productive would you be?
I said 60.
And how much more money would you make?
60% more.
I love that. And what would be different in your life if you made that 60%?
Everything. Just mine is more of just fear for rejection. Of people telling me no, and also my kids. So that's what I'm definitely gonna be working on.
I love it.
Right away.
Let's work on it, Kendra. I'm with you, baby. Jennifer, I'm with you, baby. Imagine that you all stepped up to no longer let that external world, rejection, dictate your internal world and therefore your results. What if you developed a new and empowering belief system that you are an absolutely outstanding real estate agent, and any client would be foolish not to do business with you, because when everyone else is serving down here, watching reruns of The Office on Netflix again, you're serving way up here. You have absolute confidence and certainty in yourself. It doesn't matter what the rest of the market, the economy, the competition is doing, because you are always showing up, stepping up to the plate, playing at a level 10, prospecting, making those calls, doing those listings, going to open houses, doing everything that you must do to reach success. Asking for referrals every time you serve your customers. Oh, by the way, let's talk about referrals real quick. How important are referrals in business on a scale of 1 to 10?
11.
12, right?
Yeah.
Do we ask for referrals every time, team?
No.
Thank you for that honesty. Now, how come?
Sometimes
Fear.
clients crazy.
Maybe we need to adjust our pursuits, Jennifer. Being in the right pursuits is important in sales. Tony always says, never be afraid of firing a client.
Been there, done that.
Yep. Sometimes those can be energy depleting.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. They prevent you from serving your other clients.
Yeah.
You deserve your quality energy, right?
Yes.
But let's come back to referrals, because the truth is, it's just we're scared. We're scared of integrating that because we're asking for the deal. It's one extra thing. We're afraid of making someone else uncomfortable if we ask. But the truth is, people do business with you because they like you. And oh, by the way, that fear that comes up, that part of your ego, it's because we're being self-conscious.
Right.
Now, to be self-conscious means you're being conscious of yourself. When you take your intention away from what you're getting to how you're giving and how you're serving your community, and you really put that in here, in your heart, which is really the source of where you come from every single day, and you come from that place, it changes the tone, it changes how you ask, and it changes the results. Do you guys want to learn how to get referrals every time you do business? Yeah. Okay, let me give you guys a quick formula here. So everyone write this down. A-R-E. A stands for ask. Always ask for at least 3 referrals. You ask for 1, you might not get any. You ask for 3, you might get 1, you might get all 3. The philosophy is, when you ask better questions, you get better
Answers.
Exactly. Number 2, find a way to reward them. Find a way to make it something that you can reciprocate. Give them something in return. You know, I have these audio programs. This is Tony's Mastery of Influence. This is the first chapter of a $200 program, and it's like a $30 value. I give these to people for free when they give me 3 or more referrals. It's an example that I want to give you guys, because is there something that you could invest in, or something that you could create? Oh, and by the way, if a referral converted into a deal, would that make up for the cost of whatever it is to make this stuff? Absolutely, right? People like these kinds of things too, don't they? Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, third thing, E, make it easy for them. If it's hard, I'm not going to do it. If it's easy, it's going to just flow. Here's an example. Create a referral sheet. You see this right here? This creates comfort for your clients. You slip this into the closing process, it becomes automatically a part of the deal. And by the way, again, where focus goes, energy flows. If we're just having a conversation, I'm saying, hey, who do you know? Who do you know? They're like, oh, I don't know anybody, right? We've heard that before. But when it's specific, though, hey, who are the top 3 people that you feel closest to? That you think I connect with? It's not about network, it's about connection. When you come from that intention, that connection, that place, and they start seeing this list, they say, oh yeah, name, how I know them, where they work. You start triggering the wheels up here. It starts to come out. Make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goal.
Thank you. Hey, who believes in karma by show of hands? Yes?
Yes.
It's not about what we get, it's about what we give.
Yep.
Now, let me demonstrate. How many of you know at least 3 or more people that either own, manage, or sell in a company in this area that you guys think could get some value out of this workshop by show of hands? Yeah? And how many want to get a free audio program for free by show of hands? Okay, then boom, write those 3 names down on this list and I'll give you this program for free. Make sense?
Yes.
I know it's kind of cheesy, but it's about momentum. Brent talks a lot about this in his speeches. It's about momentum. And as you ask and ask and ask over and over and over again, it starts to develop confidence, certainty, and momentum. But driving all of that is intention. And I want to come back to intention. Do you guys mind if I share my personal story with you real quick? Life is all about decisions. When I was 16 years old, I made a very irresponsible decision to get into a car with a drunk driver. And he was a race car driver, so he's driving really fast, spinning around tight corners in my hilly town of Palos Verdes in Los Angeles. And I'm thinking, this is really irresponsible, really stupid, but it's already too late. We're in the car. And I decided to roll the window down and throw a beer out the window. I put my safety belt on, and within 30 seconds, the car hits a puddle, fishtails, hits a curb, and then rolls off of a cliff. And we all get knocked unconscious. And I wake up, and the car is completely engorged in flames. And fight or flight's kicking in. Cortisol pumping through my body, and we're trying to kick the doors open because we're stuck in this crevice and we can't get out. We're stuck in this burning car. And I'll never forget sitting back and feeling the energies just like sink into the chair, looking into the fire, the hood of the car, and thinking, this is it. It's over. Now, because I decided to roll that window down moments before the car spun out of control, we all managed to climb out of that window unscathed, unharmed. We climbed the cliff, and I will never forget the feeling of looking into that fire and then looking up at the stars and feeling this divine intervention, like someone up there, something, some force, some power just saved me, just gave me a second chance for something beyond just me. I was spared to do something for other people. But I'm 16 years old, I don't know what this means. Now let's fast forward 12 years. End up working in sales. Follow the model that society gave me. Work in sales, got good grades, got a good job, had good income, was in a relationship, on track to get married. But something is missing in my life. I'm not in alignment with my life. I'd actually been very selfish and been focusing just on me, my goals, money, blah, 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 blah. And I ended up feeling really just bitter inside. And what I find is that bitterness turns into anger. Anger turns into frustration. Frustration turns into resentment, and that ends up needing to breathe. You know what I'm talking about? And it projects. And in that relationship, we lived together, we worked together, we managed our business together. Now, what do you think happened to that relationship when I started projecting all that anger? We broke up. We split up. She took me to lunch one day and she said, George, I'm moving to Chicago. I'm going to be gone in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I lost my girlfriend, the person I was going to marry, my roommate, and my business partner. By the way, this downward spiral thing, that's my story. That's my story. I was in depression for 8 months. Couldn't get to work. Couldn't laugh. Couldn't find joy. Couldn't feel. I didn't know what to do. I felt stuck. It was the worst time of my life, 2016. And somehow, that same force that was looking after me when I was in that accident guided me to Tony Robbins. And I ended up going to San Jose in 2016, in November. And in 4 days, he cured my depression. He helped me understand why I had made the decisions that I had made that got me out of my life. And he helped me reconnect with my why and the part of me that I had lost sight of. And I realized in that workshop, in that seminar, that I was spared from that car accident so that way I could inspire other people, for them to become the best version of themselves, just like Tony had taught me how to do within myself. Because I believe that we change the world by transforming the individual. And when we transform this individual and we really figure out it's not about us, it's about who we serve, it's about our community, it's about our love, and how we figure out how to make that happen and come from that place, that's when we change the world. That's my intention. That's why I'm standing here today, and that's where I come from when I ask for referrals. What's your story? Where do you come from? Why are you showing up? You've tapped into that, and you come from that place every single day, whatever it is, making those phone calls, asking for referrals, your clients will feel that. You know why? Because it's who you are. That is your identity. We have been given so many gifts in this life. If we're sitting in this room, living in this country, we've been given more opportunity than 90% of the people in this world. And one of those most amazing gifts we've also been given is this. It's our body. We've also been given the most powerful computer in the world. It's this, it's our mind. And our mind is something that we can control. There's a lot of things in life we can control and we can't control. Now imagine that you set this intention. You step up every single day. You wake up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I got this. Back, everyone, say, I got this. I got this. Say, I got this. I got this. Say, I got this. Now, does that sound like a limiting belief or an empowering belief? Empowering. And when you tap into an empowering belief system, are you tapping into more or less potential? More. And when you tap into more potential, you're taking more or less action? More action. And more action equals more or less results? More results. And when you get those results, what do you tell yourself out loud after that? I did it. I got this. I'm awesome. Damn, I'm good. And it refuels your power belief system, and then you activate momentum and success cycle and confidence and certainty in yourself. You activate this best gift. Oh, and by the way, our mind, it's a computer. But computers run what? They run programs. They run systems. But what types of programs are we running by default unconsciously today? And I'll get by program, mediocre program, I'll do a tomorrow program, I don't have the time program, I don't have the money program. These are viruses. We must uninstall these viruses because the beliefs that you have about your life are the results that you are getting. Everyone write that down. Beliefs equal results. Your energy level, your health, your body, your finances, your bank account, the results that you are getting in your career, the amount of love and passion that you have in your relationships, those are all a direct reflection of the quality of the beliefs that you have about your life. And nothing is going to change unless you change. In order for you to do something that you've never done before, you have to become someone and awaken someone who you've never been before. Hey, that guy Albert Einstein, he was a pretty smart guy, right? What was his belief about insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result.
Nailed it. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm here to remind everyone in this room that success and failure, it's on the same street. Success is just that much farther down the street. What's in between it is our ego, our fear, our attachment, our control, our entitlement, our comfort zone, all the things that we must break through if we want to reach success. So now that you guys have this awareness, now that you have this success cycle, now that you have a little bit more of an understanding of how you take and what makes you work and what gets you excited, how many of you guys are feeling a little pumped up to take some new action this year? Raise your hand and say, I. Aye. Who's committed to destroying this bullshit once and for all? Just think about it, it makes you happen today. Raise your hand and say, I. Who's here ready to make 2020 the best year ever? Raise your hand and say, I. Give yourself a hand, everybody. Now what I want to do is share with you the best solution for making all of this happen right now. This solution has been proven to give results worldwide for millions of people around the world. But it's not for everyone. It's only for those who are truly committed to taking action and stepping up to the plate to make their dreams come true. Everyone please write this down. It is called Unleash the Power Within. This is Tony's 3-day live event coming up in San Jose, and the dates are March 12th through 15th. There we go. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, in San Jose, it's going to be at the SAP Center. There's going to be about 12 to 15,000 people at this event. Okay, we're going to sell out of this event just like we do all of them. Has anyone ever been to this event before? A couple people, awesome. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, so the day number 1 is what we call turning fear into power. Tony's going to teach you how to be in a high energy state, which we call a peak state, just like that. But you're not going to just learn it. It's going to become a part of you, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And like a muscle, you're going to develop it so that way it becomes automatic in your life. Team, information doesn't change us. Reading books, learning is great, but experiences change us. Long-term memory is when information plus emotion come together. So what Tony does is he's creating an environment where you're actually conditioning, just like a muscle, just like when you go to the gym and exercise, you're actually doing the work to break through your fears, through that high energy state. And we put it to a test, the ultimate test, by walking you across 15 feet of burning hot coals. You're going to do this fire walk, and you're going to storm across these coals, and you're going to celebrate because you just did something that you thought was impossible, that you would tell yourself you would never do, but you just made it possible. And it's only natural that you would tell yourself then, if I can do this, I can do. But now you're not just believing it. You're anchoring it through a significant emotional event inside of your nervous system. You're programming your body, your mind, to take action when fear is showing up in your life. This night alone will change your life forever. Now, day number 2, it's all about influence. Hey, in real estate, how important is influence on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
12, right?
Yes.
Because you can't influence somebody to work with you.
Right.
You can't influence somebody to buy a home, make a decision, nothing ends up happening, right? So how do we learn how to influence other people? We first have to learn how to influence ourselves first. And we do this by Tony going over the 6 fundamental human needs, these psychological needs that we all have. Everybody has these needs, but we prioritize them differently. Your top 2 are what we call your driving force. Your driving force determines how you show up, whether you show up, how you take action, and it understands your need structure versus your value structure, and why sometimes we'll even break our values to meet our needs. And it's important to have that awareness because then you can tie your goals and your why to what your specific needs are. And then when you understand this need structure, you can start showing up in relationships, in conversations with your customers, understanding what their need structure is just by their behavior patterns, but then as opposed to coming at them and selling to them, you're speaking with them. You're present with them and you're listening to them. You're hearing them. You're making them feel seen, heard, and understood. And the after effect, it builds rapport. Rapport builds trust, and trust builds influence. Would that help you grow your business?
Yeah.
That's day number 2. Now, 3 is all about Transformation Day. This is the most powerful day of all, where Tony puts everyone through a process using neuro-linguistic programming. We call it the Dickens process. And what he does is he traces everyone back to early childhood to source where the specific patterns and limiting beliefs are that have been holding you back all your life. And he rips these out of your nervous system so that way they don't show up in your life again. Now that you know how to work through fear, now that you understand what influences you, and now that we've licked away the cobwebs, we've let go of the things that don't serve us anymore, this is where you start to create a map and a vision and a strategy for the life that you want to live. Life in a beautiful state. Life on your terms. This is where your new life begins. Now, day number 4 is a bonus health day. Because let's be honest, health is wealth, right? If we don't have our health, what's the point, true? So what Tony does, he brings in all of his closest friends that are scientists, dietitians, exercise people, energy healers, to go over the 13 master principles of pure energy. Diet, nutrition, exercise, hydration, sleep management, energy healing, energy management, all these different experts coming around the world to teach you how you can improve your physical body and your energy. Who here would like to improve their physical body this year? Raise your hand and say aye. How about have more health energy this year? Raise your hand and say aye. Who wants to feel unstoppable, mentally and physically? Raise your hand and say aye. Okay, everyone write this down. Emotional state. Emotional state. What's an emotional state? Well, basically, it's just the way we feel. Now, what determines the way we feel? Would you rather let the external world dictate how you feel, or would you rather dictate how you feel? You would, right? You want that power, that control. So what determines that? 3 things. I'm just going to go this real quick. Tony spends a lot more time with this at the event, but this is what we call the triad of your emotional state. The first thing, it's your language. It's your language, your meaning, and your story. Words carry energy to them. If we have negative words and a negative story, is that going to uplift our emotional state or decrease our emotional state? Pretty simple, right? But you start changing just this one thing. You start making 2 millimeter shifts in the words and the story that people are using and asking, are those limiting words or empowering words? You're going to start to shift your emotional state. Second thing, focus. You've heard me say this. Where focus goes, energy flows. As a habit, we have a tendency as humans to focus on some things that don't help us take our life to the next level. We have a habit of focusing and dwelling on the past. We have a habit of focusing and getting anxious about the future. We have a habit of focusing on what's missing. And we're never in a space of gratitude. We start to change our focus. We start to change our energy. The third thing is our physiology. Emotion, energy, movement. You start moving and changing your physiology, you're going to start uplifting your emotional state. Now, if we're in a low emotional state, if we've got an uncertain client who's in a low emotional state, and we got an uncertain, low emotional salesperson, is there going to be anything that happens here, yes or no? No! Because your level of certainty has to overcome their doubt.
Right, yeah.
You have to be absolutely certain of yourself, your service, and the opportunity that you provide. That is why your customers will do business with you. So I'm going to give you guys a little tool, a little exercise, and we're going to put that feeling inside of our body right now. Everyone stand up on your feet here, just for a moment. Brent, you're going to be my coach, my judge again, okay? All right, my man. Give me some, baby. All right. Okay, everyone. Okay, everyone standing, please. After we kind of wiggle our way around each other. Everyone take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Now, just for a moment, I want you to imagine that every one of you are making the amount of money that people with your level of skill, knowledge, and talent deserve to be. Okay, I want you to picture that check. What's that number? I want you to imagine putting that check inside of your bank account. That feels pretty good, right? And I want you to imagine that you have the love of your family and the friendships and the connections all around you. I want you to imagine that you have the health, the energy, even that sexy body that you've always wanted. Does everyone have that picture of themselves in their head? Yes? Okay, now what I want you to do is take your left hand out like this. Now I want you to take that picture of yourself and I want you to drop it in your left hand. Now pull your right hand back like this. What I'm going to do is ask you a question. And when I do, your answer is going to be yes! And you're going to grab that picture with enthusiasm. You got it? Okay. Are you guys ready to step up and take action today and have the best year of your life?
Yes!
Yes! Okay, hands down, hands down. Not bad, pretty good, I felt that. Now, Coach Brett, where would you rank the energy of that clap on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's just say 1 is comatose dead. These guys are sleeping on the floor, passed out. And 10 is like there's an earthquake happening, a fault is going to just break this building, lights are shattering, windows are shattering. That's a level 10. Where would you rank the energy of that clap?
I give that one about a 3.
Woo! A 3! I thought we all agreed to play at a level 10. Well, my judge is saying that it's a 3. Now I know this is a silly little game, and probably like, what is George doing up there? This is weird, this is awkward, I don't want to do this is uncomfortable. But I have a question. If we could have played this game full out at a level 10, but instead we just automatically showed up at a level 3, what are the patterns? What are the beliefs that make us automatically show up to new things at a level 3? Oh, and by the way, if we are showing up to this thing at a level 3, when we could play full out at a level 10, is it possible that we could be showing up in the other areas of our life at a level 3? When we could be enjoying them at a level 10? Now, I believe you all have a level 10 within you, don't you?
Yes.
And we all believe in second chances, true?
Yes.
You guys ready to have a second chance?
Yes.
All right, now this time it's going to be massively different. This time I'm going to ask 3 questions. After I ask that first question, your answer is going to be yes. After I ask that second question, your answer is going to be yes. After I ask that third question, it's going to be different this time. You're going to go, yes, yes, yes! Whoa, yes! Some of you are like, oh, no. It takes a super confident type of group in order to pull this off, and a lot of you look like superheroes out here. Do I have that type of group to be here today? Yeah. All right, shake it off, baby. Let's do this again. All right, everyone take a deep breath in. Big exhale out. This time I want you to put your hands over your heart. And just for a moment, close your eyes. Even if it's a bit uncomfortable, tune in. Trust this process. Allow yourself to lean into this. And I want to offer a moment of gratitude for this heart that beats in your chest. Because this heart is a gift. It beats and you live. You don't even have to think about it. You were given this heart before you were given a brain, before you were even given a body. This heart has its own intelligence. It is the source of your inner fire, that hero that lives inside of you, your unlimited potential, and the most powerful force in this universe, your love. Breathe into it. Feel it. Now from this place, I want you to imagine that you destroyed all of your limitations. All of those silly little things that have been holding you back in your life. Now feel your feet on the floor. Stand firmly in your new empowering belief system. You make the decision to take action today and every day moving forward. This momentum is going to propel you forward. I want you to say out loud, I've got this.
I've got this.
And I want you to imagine that all of you are making the amount of money that you committed to writing down on your sheet today. When you do that, what does life look like on your terms? Paint that picture inside of you right now. What have you accomplished? How does that feel? Put that in your body right now. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Many of you say that you want to travel. Where in the world is calling your name? Picture yourself there. What are the colors around you? What's the temperature outside? Who's with you? Did you bring your family, your friends, your spouse, your children? Picture the smiles on all of their faces. Look at that joy and feel a sense of pride and fulfillment for bringing them to this place. And when you come home from this trip, who do you serve? Who do you help? Coming from a place of abundance because your cup is full. Who are those less fortunate than you that you can lend a helping hand to? And more important than all of these things, who do you become? What does your life truly look like? What do other people say about you? No, you know what? When you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you say about yourself? Someday, your children will look up at you, and what will they say? Thank you, Mom. And thank you, Dad, for being the greatest role model in my life. All because you made a decision to step up and become your best self. Now take this picture of yourself, this sense, this feeling, and make it bigger, make it brighter, and make it more vivid as it's all true right now. Put all that feeling of joy, fulfillment, abundance, love inside of your body and let it grow. Fill your heart, fill your chest, fill your arms, fill your legs, fill your entire body, and hold that feeling right there. Now multiply that feeling by 10. Send that love to your family, your children, your community. Send that energy and that light to everyone in the world. Send it out, everyone, and hold that feeling right there. Now everyone take a deep breath in. Big exhale out. Now everyone open your eyes. Bring your left hand out, your right hand back. My new friends, are you guys ready to make 2020 the best year of your life? Yes! Are we going to destroy this bullshit once and for all? Yes! Are we going to step up? Yes! 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 Whoa! Yes! Now that was a level 10. Give yourself a hand, everybody. That was beautiful. Now hold that feeling. Now everyone say yes. Yes! Say yes! Yes! Say yes! Yes! In this state, would you have better conversations with your customers? Yes! Would you close more deals? Yes! Would you make more money? Yes! Would you have more confidence and certainty in yourself? Yes! Now when we started this exercise, felt a little bit uncomfortable, but you tapped into your leverage to control your mindset. You chose to step up to the step up to the next level. Plate, and you played at a level. 10. And that took you to the next level. Who put that feeling inside your body?
I did.
You did. You have the power right now. You have that fire inside of you. It lives inside of you. It's there every single day. It's just about what you do to change your language, change your focus, and get your body moving. Does this state feel pretty good, team? Yes or no?
Yes.
Who wants to live in this state every day of their life by a show of hands?
Yep.
And that's one of the many things that Tony's going to teach you at Unleash the Power Within. High five your neighbor. Have a seat. Feeling great, everybody.
All right. That's it. Thank you.
Now, Rob is going to help me pass out some forms for you guys. Rob is going to pass out your enrollment form to this event. This is going to be your golden ticket to your results and the life that you truly desire this year. This. Here you go, Gary. Thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Do you guys feel like you got some value out of this workshop?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad. Today was like a psychological, emotional day at the gym. You definitely worked. You stretched. You pushed yourself. You got a little uncomfortable. Good job for you guys. Can you go to the gym once and be fit for life? No. What's that key word, Jennifer? We're looking for? I know that you're reading. You're reading. Consistency. We're about consistency, right? Repetition, momentum, consistency. Doing it over and over and over again develops muscle. That's what going to this event is going to do. It's going to help immerse you in an environment that's going to get you out of the world that's reinforcing your current habits and patterns of behavior, so that way you can recondition new ones. Okay? Now, there's going to be 15,000 people in this arena. It's a big arena, so that means we break it down into 5 different sections. I'll go over the sections real quick so you guys can make the best decision for you. The first section, so Tony stands up here at the front, right? We've got these like platinum partners that sit in the first 2 rows. Those are the people that pay Tony like $85,000 a year, up to $150,000 a year. They go to every event, they travel around the world with him 4 times a year, do service projects. So those folks sit like right up front. But behind that area is our diamond section. Okay, we've got diamond, premier, and diamond. So on the floor here is those 2 sections. Now, have you guys ever been to like a live concert or a sporting event? Yeah? Is there a difference when you sit in the very front versus the very back?
Absolutely.
Totally, right? The energy's different, you can feel it.
Yes.
So this is like sitting in Tony's living room. So in addition to being in the front rows, you also get some bonuses. You're going to get Tony's digital program, which is called the Ultimate Edge. It's a $200 digital program, DVDs, and it's all about helping you push that edge, break free from your comfort zone, and create that life that you want to live. Okay, so it's a digital program. You also get a one-on-one coaching session with one of our top peak performance coaches after the event. And coaching is really powerful because you get that one-on-one attention about getting clarity over what your goals are, creating a strategy to hit those goals, working through any existing limitations that you have, and just getting that one-on-one attention. The third bonus you're going to get is a 40-page behavior assessment packet, which is going to help you understand what influences you, your communication style, your leadership style. It's all about awareness. So that way you start to understand where you want to make 2mm shifts to help take your life to that next level. The last thing that we give the Diamond Premier section is an exclusive access to a private lounge. We feed you breakfast before the event each day, but the most important thing is the connection. You get to connect with the most powerful people in the room. And I don't like to use the word networking, because that's not, we're not networking, it's you're connecting. You're all there to grow, to push yourself. But in this section, you're doing it with the most successful entrepreneurs, the business leaders, the authors, the speakers, the really inspiring people sit in this section, okay? Now, Diamond Premier is gonna be $29.95, and Diamond after that is $24.95, okay? And then again, I'm gonna be floor seating right next to the stage. Now, after that, we've got our gold section, which is on tier 1, which is this section that kind of sits adjacent to the floor and then up in level 1. And the gold section is actually the most popular section because you get the one-on-one coaching session, plus you get the behavior assessment packet, and then the tickets go down to $17.95 for this area. After that, we have the silver section. Silver, you get into tier 2, level 2, and tickets go to $14.95 for that. After that is GA. GA, you get all 3 days, plus that bonus health day that comes on Sunday, and tickets drop down to $11.45. Okay. Now, we've talked about so many important things in life, but the most important thing in life is taking action. The number one reason why people don't take action is a concept I want to introduce you guys to called LODI. And it's not Lodi the town, a little different. It stands for Law of Diminishing Intent. Everybody repeat that. Law of Diminishing Intent. The law of diminishing intent is a pattern that's been studied by Harvard University. And guys, I guarantee you this pattern, it's stealing tens of thousands of dollars out of your pocket every single year. The law of diminishing intent simply states, your best intentions decrease over time. Like, have you guys ever felt like you completely missed out on an opportunity that you didn't take advantage of, you waffled on it, you were indecisive about it, and then years later you find yourself regretting that you didn't step up, take action, yeah? Or have you ever been engaging with a customer or a prospect or a client? The conversation is going great, you're connecting, but then they say, that sounds great, I'll call you next week. When do they call?
Never.
Never. Law of diminishing intent. Another word for it? Procrastination. How do we destroy procrastination in our clients? We first must destroy it in our life first, because it's an energy exchange. We get what we tolerate. The old saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. Successful people hang out with successful people. Leaders hang out with leaders. Lazy people hang out with lazy people. And so, the point that I'm trying to get across is that whenever there's something in your life that you are trying to accomplish, and you know that there are actions that you must take to do it, you have to do whatever it takes. Write it on your bathroom mirror, create a list. It doesn't matter what you have to do that works for you, but you have to come up with a system, and more importantly, a language that tells yourself that I must do this, I'm going to do this right now. When, team?
Now.
Right now. Speaking of immediacy, you guys are really in luck. I normally am able to offer you guys my family discount for my friends and family because I'm the trainer and one of the 7, but for whatever reason, this weekend, they decided to run a flash sale that's only going through this Sunday. So it's immediate, it's happening right now, and you guys can take advantage of it. We got lucky with this workshop. So I'll go over that real quickly here. So everyone that's a part of this room gets to take advantage of that. Go ahead and cross all these out right here. Oh, by the way, we don't normally discount the diamond section. That's not included in the sale. However, if you are interested in that section, come talk to me afterwards. You know this is you. You like to fly first class. You like the best experience. But most importantly as well, I don't care where you sit. The content's the same anywhere in the room. But if you know that you're trying to be at the top of your game and you want to be around the best, proximity is power. You do become like the 5 most people that you surround yourself with. And what the relationships that you build in any area are going to be one of the greatest takeaways that you come away from this event. They'll last you a lifetime. Now, if that section's for you, come talk to me afterwards. Gold's going to drop down from $17.95 down to $9.95. And then silver is going to go down to $7.95. And then GA goes all the way down to $5.95. Okay. You can write those down in the middle section of that, cross out all those sections in the middle section of that enrollment form, and then put down that special group rate for you guys, okay? Now, how many of you guys believe that if you spent 3 days with the #1 success coach on planet Earth, that it would do something to improve the results that you are getting in your business or in your personal life? By show of hands. And if there's ever a time to improve your life, when's the best time? Now, right now. So who's interested in the event by show of hands? Awesome, beautiful. Tracy.
Yes.
I was gonna say Trisha knows. No, that's not her. Tracy. Do you mind sharing with your team? I know that you've been doing this for a while, right? You're doing pretty well for yourself. What makes you interested in the event? What are you trying to work on this year?
Just developing a strong belief system.
Mm-hmm.
And I started off small. Like instead of, what do you call it? Language?
Law of diminishing intent? What?
The language. Instead of telling my sons that their grades suck, I tell them that their grades need
Traditional Asian parents.
Yeah,
I could say that.
Improvement.
Yeah.
So I'm changing the negative words to positive.
Right.
And I started off there.
Oh, beautiful.
And then my communications with my clients got better.
Mm.
And then I was able to retain them
Beautiful.
faster because of that. Those small little changes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what's the next level for you? What new results are you trying to create for yourself?
The whole wheel.
Yeah.
Happiness in my whole entire wheel.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for saying that. Kim, what about you? What makes you interested? I know that you're just starting out. You said you were in month 5 with EXP now.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you interested in the event? What are you working on this year?
Say my belief system, for
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
And when you change that belief system, let's just make those 2mm shifts that we're talking about. What new results do you want to create this year for yourself?
Well, I want to close more transactions, of course, because I want to pay off the debt that I have, and I want to help my family.
Why are those things important to you?
Peace for me and my family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't that what we all want? We want to be able to live our lives with truth, with authenticity, not from belief systems that aren't ours. These beliefs we're trying to change, they're not ours. There's just the noise outside. But live in our truth so we can be the best version of ourselves. So that way we can accomplish many things and be able to give back to the ones that we love the most. Isn't that what we all want? Can't we all relate to Kim and Tracy in at least one way in our life? Yes? Because isn't there all an area in all of our lives that we could take to that next level? And Kim and Tracy, if there's ever a time to improve our life, when's the best time? Right now. You know, Warren Buffett was on CNN a little while ago, and they were asking this question: hey, Buffett, what's the best investment in this economy? There's so many changes happening. Is it stocks, bonds, real estate? Do you know what he said?
Yourself.
That's right. He said yourself. Because when you invest in yourself, you guarantee your return on your investment. The world is changing. There is a lot of chaos out there right now. And artificial intelligence is taking over. Technology is shifting. I mean, EXP, look at that. The way you guys are approaching the business, it's changing. The world is changing. And right now, we have to change with it. Right now, you guys have an opportunity to be coached by the #1 success coach on planet Earth. And just for some perspective, this guy gets paid over $1 million for one-on-one coaching for 10 hours of time. And there's a 4-year waiting list, and it's $300,000 to get on the waiting list. Can you imagine being that good at helping people create long-lasting results that they're willing to pay $1 million and wait 4 years to see you? That's how good this man is helping people activate the best version of themselves. If I could guarantee your results, how many of you guys would show up to this? Yes? I got good news. We guarantee your results. And what that means is that you can attend this event for the first 2 days. And if on day number 2, you don't feel like you're experiencing profound change and results that you're going to create this year, you just turn in your workbook and we give you every penny back. In fact, I'll put my name on it. I'll give you my card. You call me at the event. I'll walk you over to customer service. No questions asked. And by the way, if you stay, you can write this off on your taxes as well too. Now, before we wrap up with this, I want to quickly turn things over to Brent. But before I do, I attend a seminar at least once a year. That's outside of the Tony Robbins world. And I recently heard a quote by Les Brown. It was really cool. He said, judge a man or woman not by what they do, but what they do when they don't have to do it. Brent didn't have to bring us in here together today, but he did because he believes in each and every one of you. So I just want to show him some love and give him a big hand. Brent, do you mind sharing your experience with the Tony Robbins world? Because I know that you've had some exposure to it.
Absolutely. In November 2016, I went to my first Tony Robbins event. It was in San Jose at the SAP Center. Sigmund and I were there together.
That's right.
I had signed up for EXP 2 weeks prior, and James and Barry and I took off down there and did that. Barry had an emergency at home and had to jump on a train and get back, and James and I stayed. But it was powerful.
And look what that cost me. Brent's doing so much better now.
That was not my point at all. But and then it was so powerful. I went again last summer to Dallas, flew all the way to Dallas at a great cost when you do that, and stayed there. And then I just got back from Florida. I was at Date with Destiny in Florida,
Right.
and that was amazing. But it is so good, you guys. You won't go and go boop, you know, wave them on, magic fairy, you know. You just you become aware of what makes you tick and why you respond the way you do, and that's where the work begins. And so but you have a fighting chance. When you don't get it, you just don't get it, and you keep repeating the cycle of pain and struggle, and you're like, I'm so frustrated. So by all no means have I arrived, but I know I'm on the right path. I know I'm seeking to surround myself with healthy people that love me. For me, God is a big thing, a part of my life. I'm real clear with that. I surround my people with people like that. People who love me, I love them. And so I'm very excited. I think it's an amazing program. I don't even remember what you asked me, but I'll put that way.
Yeah, no, that was good. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
So as we wrap up with this, I'll walk you guys through. I just fill out this form real quick. So just go ahead and put EXP up here at the top left, okay? So that way we get everybody kind of in this family group rate. First name, last name, obvious. Just need your email, your phone number, and then put in the quantity column, just put the number of tickets that you want. And I say number because normally this rate is going to be exclusive to people in this room. But when I've attended these events, you know, my favorite thing is connecting with you guys there. So if you're there, please text me. I would love to see you, take a picture. And what I found is that people come up to me afterwards and like, you know, George, I really wish I brought my spouse.
Oh yeah.
I really wish they experienced this with me. My kid could have really used this year. He's going through a tough time in college, losing himself. Whoever, if there's any special person, loved one, that you know you want to bring with you, you can feel free to add them into this at this rate. And you just put in their information down here at the bottom. Don't worry about them if you're uncertain. Worry about you first. And if they come later, we can get them in later. And I'll give you my information. We can talk about that. But I just want to throw that out there. And then make sure you do cross out that original price point and you put down the special rate for the student section that you're going to sign up for, okay? And then in the bottom right section here, that's just the credit card information, and I just need the number, the expiration date, that 3-digit code on the back, your signature, and then you guys will be all set to go. When you guys are done passing those forms, you can pass them up to the front. And you know, as we wrap up with this, I just want to acknowledge each and every one of you for showing up here today. And I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart because, you know, what I do does have its challenging moments. Moving to a new city every 4 months, telling not right now to relationships. You know, I'm 31 years old, but I love so much what I do because I love connecting with people. I'm a connector, and I felt each and every one of you here today. And I just want to wish you all, no matter what happens, whether you go or not, a really blessed year. I want to wish you all nothing but prosperity, abundance, happiness. I hope you all leave this room being well, and may you all be free from suffering. Thank you guys so much.
You bet. So real quick, it's exactly 12. He nailed the time, 10 to noon, so we are done. I am going to head over to Panera Bread for a little healthy lunch salad. So if anyone's hanging out, grab lunch, mom, dad, I hope you join me. We'll go hang out if you got time, but I'll be over at Panera if you want to grab a bite to eat together. Do take the time to go to this. I want to really encourage you to invest in yourself. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. I went there going, there's no way I'm going to walk in fire. Ain't going to happen. And Tony Robbins will say, do not. If you don't want to, don't. There's no pressure, no rules. And then, so you do not need to walk on fire the first night. You can watch people do it. So let that, because that stopped me from going from 18 years. I go, just not going to do it.
And
And
did you
so,
do it?
of course I did it. But I'm like, what metaphysical weird state I'm not doing that, But it wasn't like that at all. It was really cool. And but you just learn so much. I really encourage you, invest in yourself, go. If you need some help financially, talk to me. Maybe I can step up and help you a little bit. But I really want you to go. I want you to see things change in your life. And ultimately I think, for me, it is God, but this stuff helps, okay? This helps along. It's a practical, hand in the deal, okay? So we all got our own opinions on that. We'll go beyond that. I also this Wednesday we're doing some redoing the webinar, the latest EXP Explained. That's 10, 11, and 1 in Roseville. You'll get some more information on that. Our team meeting is next Thursday, 1 week from today, 10 to 11. I have 2 or 3 different guests coming in. But personally, George, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
You nailed it. I was like, I wasn't sure. I liked him a lot on the phone. And I go, well, I love my team and they'll forgive me if you don't show. How many think he nailed it?
Yeah.
Give him a hat.
You want a picture
Let's
for
take
your
a picture. Rob loves pictures. Come up here, Rob.
Rob loves pictures.
Let's
Can I throw your pen back at you here?
yeah.
All right, where do you want it?
Where do we get?
Maybe we can